Hello everybody, welcome to another flashback video. Today we're going to be looking at the Mechassault on the original Xbox. The original Xbox was a pretty cool system. I think it's overlooked a lot and doesn't get enough praise for what it was, but it was an awesome system. And Mechassault was a really good game. It has fully destructible environments and it was a really cool game that's overlooked. And it had the first Xbox Live multiplayer. So it was ahead of its time in a lot of ways, and it's still pretty fun to this day. So let's take a deeper dive and check it out and see what makes it so awesome.
I've got our orders. The invasion still steps off as planned. They're not paying us to be late. But the best part is that we get to go in first, just like old times. The intel boys say the enemy is powering up a set of nasty ground-to-orbit guns. If those are online when the rest of the Dragoons arrive, everyone dies, and we blow our bonus. So our little team gets to make a covert landing outside the range of the existing guns, sneak across half a continent, and take them out before our dropships show up. Just you, me, briefing boy here, a handful of pilots, and some of your favorite toys. You up for this?
So here is Mechassault, a third-person shooter video game developed by Day One Studios and published by Microsoft for the Xbox. Now this takes place in the BattleTech universe. It is known for its destructible environments, arcade-style gameplay, and online multiplayer. So pretty awesome for the Xbox Live. Now, like I said, it had fully destructible environments. It had arcade-style gameplay, so it's much more faster, not simulation-style and slow. It had a good single-player mode in this, so it is pretty awesome that it has that. It has a variety of mechs you can choose from. Let's have a horde mode where you face off of waves of enemies. So it is considered a milestone for console multiplayer and matchmaking. It was the first game to utilize the DLC business model with commercial content. Now, unfortunately, the game is not backwards compatible with the Xbox 360, so you can only play it on the Xbox. Now, a sequel, Mechassault 2 Lone Wolf, was released in 2004, so you can play that. But as the original, it's only stuck on the original Xbox, and it is a great game, so definitely worth checking out. As you can see, I'm destroying all the environments here, and it is really awesome. Now, this is not the first game to have a fully destructible environments. Now, there was Red Faction that came out about 6 or 8 months earlier, in 2001 off the GeoMod engine, and it allowed fully destructible environments. And also credited with it did have destructible environments, but not fully, was the original Dig Dug. So it did have some destructible environments of all things, if you think about it. And that was much earlier, but it wasn't fully destructible. So Dig Dug gets a little nod there as in having destructible environments. Now, if you have the means to play this game, then go ahead, because it is really an awesome game. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, the action is fast, frantic, and there's a lot of things you can destroy. And it's just pretty awesome. The storyline is pretty good. The voices aren't bad. And I'm just having a lot of fun with it. I could only get it running at 480p. Thought I would get it higher, but the capture card just won't go any higher, so I'm guessing it's stuck at 480. Some games can go higher. But this game is still really awesome, looks good, even for what it is now. It looks pretty darn good. I'm impressed by the graphics for an Xbox game back that far in that generation, so it looks good for its time, and still does, so pretty awesome. Like I said, in 2004, the sequel came out, Mechassault 2 Lone Wolf, and that was on the original Xbox also, but you could backwards compatibility play that one on the Xbox 360, just not the original for whatever reason. Must have had some troubles trying to get the original running on the 360, but they did get the Mechassault 2 running, so at least I got one of the two. And like I said, I haven't played Mechassault 2 yet, So I'm definitely going to have to check it out and see if it's just as good as the original or better. Hopefully better. I'd have to check it out and see. But definitely this is a great game and a must own in your collection if you have an Xbox. There's a lot of important factors and part of the gaming history, the things that it achieved and what it did. And like I said, these graphics look pretty darn good. It runs smooth. It's fast and frantic arcade action. I really like it. And it's definitely a fun mech game. So definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. Anyways, that is it. As we took a deeper dive into Mechassault. I really like this game. It's challenging. It's fun. The voices are great. Graphics are great. It is displayed in 480. I can't get any higher than that. But it is a fun game. And it is ahead of its time in a lot of ways with the almost fully destructible environments, the online play, which I can't play nowadays, but supposedly you can in certain ways, but I don't have that means to do that. But it is pretty awesome and definitely worth checking out. So anyways, that is it for this episode. I hope you liked it. If you like this video, you may like this one up here or up there. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.